Okay now folks, I have once more hit the road. I have left Jetavan behind and now I am travelling towards northeast of Jetavan towards a stupa called Nakawa, on which the villagers have settled and kept the name alive, Nakawa alive. Nakawa means to ignore. Nakawa means to ignore someone or ignore people. So this is the place where the Buddha, the stupa marks the spot where the Buddha nourished and looked after and bathed a Sikh Bhikshu till he became alright. And that Sikh Bhikshu was very thankful to him. Now I have shown you all Jetavan. You all call it Jetavan, but on the ground it is Sitaram. And what you all call Gandhkutir is actually Galkara. Now to prove that that is, what do you call it, the real Jetavan, the next stupa which Huen Tsang shows us proves it. Because the next stupa is, what do you call it, the place where the Buddha nourished a Sikh Bhikshu. The place where the Buddha, the stupa which marks the spot where the Buddha nourished a Sikh Bhikshu. See, there was a very lazy Bhikshu who did not like work, and one thing he never did was look after another sick person. He never looked after another sick person, and when he fell sick, there was no one was looking after him. So he was in his room, what do you call it, neglected by everyone and suffering in his illness. Buddha hears about it, and this is northeast. The stupa was, according to Zhang, northeast of the Jetavan, of Situ Yuen, of Sita Ram and Galkara, which was the Jetavan. And it's northeast, and northeast is Nakawa. Nakawa means to, what do you call it, ignore. Nakawa means to ignore. Now, this Bhikshu would always ignore, what do you call it, sick people. He just did not want to work. He did not want to help other people. So when he fell sick, no one was helping him. He was in his home, you know, what do you call it, suffering alone in his illness. So the Buddha, he goes and he touches him and heals him, and he takes him out, lays down a mat, and he gives him a bath and makes him wear fresh clothes. That Bhikshu is very thankful, and then the Buddha says, in future, please be diligent, work hard, and look after sick people. Then only will the sick people look after you. Look, what a beautiful thing the Buddha taught, that selfish Bhikshu. And the Bhikshu was delighted and he started following the Buddha. So folks, that proves that Situ Yuen is Sita Ram, not your Jetavan. Not your Jetaram, it's Sita Ram. So Nakawa, and the stupa's name is Nakawa. Nakawa means to ignore. Now check out what Zhang has to say about this stupa and this story, and check out, I will show it to you in satellite pictures after that, and then you can see the pictures of the place itself. Now let's see where Zhang takes us after Jetavan. To the northeast of the garden of Anathapindada, there is Annadatta. Not Anathapindada. Kikuto, that is Galkara, which I showed you, is a stupa. This is the place where Tathagat washed with water the Sikh Bhikshu. Where did he wash with water the Sikh Bhikshu? To the northeast of the garden of Kikuto is a stupa. Now let's see where is the garden of Kikuto, Galkara. Kikuto is Galkara. To the northeast of the garden of Kikuto is a stupa. Well, the name is here. It is here. The place is there. The name is here. The place is there. To the northeast of Kikuto is a stupa. Now, what is this stupa? Nakawa stupa. Its name is Nakawa. Now, let's see what Zhang Zhang has to say. This is the place where Tathagat washed with water the sick Bhikshu. Formerly, when Buddha was in the world, there was a sick Bhikshu who, cherishing his sorrow, lived apart by himself in a solitary place. The Lord of the world, seeing him, inquired, "What is your affliction living thus by yourself?" He answered, "My natural disposition being a careless one and an idle one, I had no patience to look on a sick man." He never looked after a sick man. "And now when I am entangled in sickness, there is nobody to look on me. There is nobody looking after me because I never looked after a sick man." Tathagat, moved with pity, thereat addressed him and said, "My son, I will look on you." And then touching him, he bent down with his hand. Lo, the sickness was immediately healed. Then leading him forth, outside door, he spread a fresh mat for him, and himself washed his body and changed his clothes for new ones. Then Buddha addressed the Bhikshu, "From this time, be diligent and exert yourself." Hearing this, he repented of his illness, was moved by gratitude, and filled with joy, he followed him. He followed the Buddha. So basically, his disposition, natural disposition, was being careless and an idle one. He had no patience to look on a sick man. He ignored sick people. And now when I am entangled in sickness, there is nobody to look on me. He was being ignored. That is what Nakawa means. That is what Nakawa means. Here is Kikuto. To the northeast is this place, this stupa. The name is here Nakawa. Nakawa means to ignore. So this is the stupa where the sick Bhikshu was lying idle with no one to help him. Everyone was ignoring him. That is what Nakawa means. And this is where the Buddha, he bathed him, and he looked after him, nourished him, till he became well. So folks, and then that Bhikshu promised to look after other people, and when he became well, he followed the Buddha. So check out the pictures of Nakawa stupa where this incident took place.
Now folks, I have shown you where, see, this is your Nakawa, the village called Nakawa, and this is an aerial picture of Nakawa. Folks, I showed you Zhang Zhang's book. The Buddha, there was a sick Bhikshu. The Bhikshu had a habit of not looking after other sick people, and he would ignore them. He was very lazy and he didn't want to work, and he wouldn't look after another person if that fellow fell sick. So the result was, when he fell sick, no one was looking after him. So folks, these are pictures of Nakawa stupa. These are pictures of Nakawa stupa. The Buddha up here, it is northeast of your Jetavan, that is your Pure Sitara. So look at these aerial picture views of your Nakawa stupa. So the Buddha, he sees this unfortunate sick Bhikshu alone in his misery in his hut. So the Buddha goes in and washes him, touches him, and that Bhikshu becomes well. And the Buddha takes him out and bathes him and nourishes him, feeds him, and looks after him till he becomes alright. So, but when the Bhikshu becomes alright, the Buddha tells him to be diligent and to not to make the mistake of ignoring other people when they are sick. when other people are sick, he should wash them. He should care for them, feed them, just like how the Buddha did to him. And the Bhikshu is very happy. He promises that he will do so, and he follows the Buddha wherever the latter goes. Folks, I hope you found this video educative. If you did so, don't forget to follow, like and subscribe to my page or channel Buddha Exhumed. And folks, don't forget to say a silent prayer of thanks to Zhang for showing us such such stupas, which some people hardly know these stories. So folks, say a silent prayer to Zhang wherever he is, and thank him. Thank you, folks. Thank you.